Hello and welcome to a very smooth intro. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at the Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
Yeah, for richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
As long as we both shall live. Yay, we did it.
We're making things work.
The camera just got thrown at a weird angle, so you do an intro and I'm going to fix that.
Okay, everybody. So, if you didn't know, Tom and I have a community called Just Create More, and we are going to be doing the Couples Table pre-show live stream in the community before every single Couples Table. So you can just, if you want to catch the pre-show, it's just us setting up and hanging out.
It's a
sometimes Tom's a little thrown off because we had some technical glitches.
Yes.
But yeah, pretty much 10 minutes before you can catch that, and that's what I just got off of right now. Yeah,
that's pretty fun. And that's what we're going to talk about a lot today with our clickbait title.
That was not me. First of all,
no, that was me.
I just like to clear it because that was all Tom.
It's all true, though. It's not like lies.
It's not lies.
Yeah. But that's just, you got to get people to watch stuff.
You got to get people to
Yeah. Got to make them, if you give your dog medicine, you got to put it in peanut butter or whatever.
Yes.
The clickbait title is the peanut butter.
All right,
and
let's
this show is the medicine.
Scroll real quick through. Gil, waiting, coming out. Daniel was here. Robotrix, Divergent Design. Live stream was done. This is my reward.
Yay.
Filmtopia, so good to see you. Can't wait to catch up. Megan, Michael De Leon.
Feels like forever since we did stream.
Mr. Camera, because we weren't here last
I know.
time. Jared, what's up?
But the 1 week feels like a long time.
Everyone's getting their booster. Tom got his booster. I can't get it.
You
yet.
can't. Well,
I can
now you
get
can.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tom got his so much earlier since he did it with the school district.
Yeah.
Aubrey, what's up? Bailey, Indie Creator Hub, Heidi O, Gary, Andrew Moon.
Michael said no RE20, but it is right here. That's what I was.
Mike
Still
is
exists.
here. Mike, oh my gosh. Mike, I was just thinking about you this morning because everyone, this is Mike Meta. And he has a video on his channel called like how I read 5 books in a week or something like that. And today I tried it for the first time. I started reading to The Richest Man in Babylon at 1.5x speed. I've never listened to an audiobook in like a faster speed for some reason, just podcasts. It never even occurred to me to put my books on faster. And it says that I should be able to finish the book in 5 hours. So I'm like, I could technically finish it today, which is kind of crazy.
A whole book in a day?
Yeah. Let's see. Leo, what's up? Drummer Punk. Roger, good to see you. Feel like I haven't seen you in a while. James, nice. Good to know. Andrew, Demetrius, Chris in progress. It's so good to see you all. Homesick Mac, William. All right, cool. I think we are all caught up with the hellos.
Yay.
I don't know why I'm talking like this.
That's okay. You can talk however you want to talk. Yeah, so today we have lots of updates with our community and stuff.
But before we get into it,
what is it?
First of all, we'd like to apologize for not having a Couples Table episode last week.
Oh, right.
We need to tell you what happened.
Well, that's not why we didn't have one.
Yeah, it's not. But
yeah, because
it's a funny story.
So what actually happened last week, a week ago today, was Thanksgiving in the United States. And we had said the week before, like, oh, we'll do a show. But it got to be like kind of morning on Thanksgiving, and we were just both kind of like relaxed. And we went to the gym. We had like a good time. And we were just like, wait, do we really want to like set things up and turn stuff, like go through the whole process? Or do we just want to kind of like hang out and enjoy ourselves and make food and then have the day? And it just sounded really nice to do that. So that's why we decided to just enjoy the day and relax. And I think we both needed that. And it was great. And we made...
just to have a camera off day, you know, because even on the weekends, Tom and I still managed tinkering.
And a lot of like, that's when most of the filming seems to happen.
Yeah.
So we made food since we both are vegetarian this year. We made... vegetarian lasagna, which is super good. It doesn't taste vegetarian. It's the world's best lasagna recipe, but instead of beef and sausage, we just use Impossible meat.
It's like one of the most popular recipes on allrecipes.com.
Yeah, it's super good. We've made it like, I don't know, 6 or 7 times now.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I know it's not like traditional Thanksgiving, but it's so hearty. And then you have like lasagna for days afterwards. And then we made a Oreo cheesecake from scratch, which was super delicious. And then I had baked, prior to this, a nice loaf or a couple loaves of sourdough bread. And so that was our simple Thanksgiving. And, we went through the day. We baked everything. Oh, we also did bake. The dogs had turkey because we made like homemade dog food for them. So it was like super nice, charming day. It was right about 4 o'clock. And we decided, hey, now's time to eat. Everything is done. We're going to sit down. Set the table.
We're
got little glasses for the wine.
Yeah, we were like, hey, let's watch a movie. So we were
starting
3
Black
minutes
Widow.
into Black Widow.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, because we were going to watch it first and see how hungry we were.
So the beginning of Black Widow is not a spoiler if you haven't seen it, which if you have not seen Black Widow, watch it. It's super
great.
good, and it totally got overlooked because it was like the weird streaming release thing, but it's like a legit Marvel movie. It's really good. The beginning of it is Black Widow, Natasha as a child, and her and a sibling, and one of the little kids falls and scrapes their knee, and the mom says, oh, it's okay, you got to be brave, pain only makes you stronger. And I say that because that was the scene we watched. We pressed pause, let's get our dinner ready. So Heather was sitting down, I was getting ready, and I was like, you know what's going to be really good for this lasagna is a slice of home-baked sourdough bread to just kind of like dip all up in the sauce and whatnot.
And I was like, no, because I was like, I don't need carbs with carbs. Yeah, I'd rather eat more lasagna than eat bread. So.
I just need something else. So anyway, we have, since I've been baking these breads since last summer, bought this very nice official bread knife. And the bread was a little hard, and I was like cutting through the crust. I'm left-handed, by the way, so I was holding it with my left hand, cutting with my right hand. And
you can't see what happened here.
Yeah.
On video.
And eventually it like made it through, and then I could feel the knife cut into my thumb the same way you would feel it cut through bread. Like not just like, oh, I cut myself, but where it's in like it's going down into the skin.
Oh, makes me feel
Yeah. So
queasy.
So I screamed and let out a lot of profanity. Aubrey was the one who was like, we choose our emotions. And I was like, I chose anger.
He was so mad.
I was so, okay.
I've never seen you in so much pain and so mad.
It hurt, but I was so mad because it was like part of me didn't actually even want the bread. I was like, just be nice, but like whatever. I don't really, it was like an afterthought. And it was so stupid. And we had been cooking all day. And I was so paranoid about like every time I was slicing something, doing whatever, like so knife conscious and paranoid with like all the big sharp butcher knives. This was just the bread knife for a piece of bread I didn't even really want, and then just slice right into it. And it was like, you don't really know how bad one of those injuries is at first. You're just kind of, I'm just like holding it, and there's like paper towels and like there's blood.
Yeah, and like there was a lot of blood, so he didn't want to look at it. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I faint in the sight of blood.
Yeah.
So
she was out of commission.
If I get my blood drawn, I have to go get shots. I get. Like, literally one time I tried to get my blood drawn and woke up in a gurney because I just can't.
Yeah.
But if I have to, like, stay strong for my babe,
of course
that's what I'm going to try to do. And so I was trying to deter, amongst the anger that was just, like, the anger and pain over here, it was like, I just need to determine if we have to go to the emergency room. Because if this is something that we can take care of on our own, fine. But if we need to go seek professional help, someone needs to drive. I was like, I need to stay.
Well, it's also I keep
alert.
saying in the United States, because we do have a lot of people here who are not from the U.S., but also in the U.S. going to it's not a fun thing to do anywhere, but like a trip to the emergency room can be financially devastating. Doesn't matter what it's for.
Yeah, like I went to the ER. It was
$4,000. $4,000 for just going into the building.
Yeah,
doesn't even matter what you were doing, and we don't even have bad insurance.
Yeah,
is the thing.
So
it's a last resort.
We want to avoid it, yeah.
And we're looking at stuff. So anyway, I'm in pain.
Also, really quick, Homesick Mac, thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
And so basically, I had like a big paper towel thing, and we were thinking like, no, we can just do it here. I'll bandage it up. It'll be okay. And I apologize if you're squeamish. I'm squeamish too, but as I had held the paper towel onto it, the blood kind of dried, and there was a lot of blood. And I tried to lift to see what had happened, and then a piece of my thumb was lifting up with the paper towel. And I was like, we can't do this here. We got to go. And I was like so anti-going.
Yeah,
I was like, we're not going anywhere. And I saw that. I was like, nope, we're going now.
Yeah.
Where do we go?
And then he switched to like, we're going. And I was like, oh, crap, it's bad.
It's bad, yeah. And it's Thanksgiving, so it's a holiday. Nothing is open. There were a few urgent cares open, which urgent care is significantly cheaper to go to get urgent care urgently, and but very few of them were open on Thanksgiving, and any of the ones that were open in our area closed at 4 p.m. and I cut myself at 3:58 p.m. So that left just the emergency room, and we had to go to the emergency room on Thanksgiving. But we didn't even eat at that point. We just, go to the emergency room, which fortunately from the whole ordeal was like 90 minutes, which is really not bad.
Getting there, getting treated, coming back
That
home.
could easily be like a 7 or 8 hour experience. So 90 minutes was not bad. Of course, like the care, everybody was super awesome. Like the doctors, the emergency room said that specific day, they had seen more cuts and lacerations than any other single day ever. I don't know what it is.
All from food prep.
I think it's because in 2020, like so many Thanksgivings were canceled, and then like everyone was trying to have Thanksgiving this year, and like everyone forgot what to do and just started cutting themselves, because that's what happened here. And the same thing happened as last time I went to the emergency room like 10 years ago for cutting my nose open, where they're like, okay, it's this, that, and other thing. We're gonna do stitches, and then I was like, can you do the glue? And they're like, oh yeah, we'll do the glue, which I talked about this on my podcast I recorded today, but the glue, you can't do glue all the time in place of stitches. But when you can, the glue is less painful. You don't have to get it removed because it just dissolves. It leaves less of a scar, and it tends to heal faster, and it's waterproof. both times I've gotten glued, it has been the second choice of the doctor. Like the first time I didn't even know about it. Like, you're gonna have to do stitches. I had sliced my nose open. I was like, is there anything else? And the doctor's like, well, there's glue. And I was like, well, what will the glue do? And she was like, well, it'll heal faster. It's less painful. There'll be less of a scar. And I was like, why is that option 2? Why is that your alternative option? And also it takes as long as you would expect to apply. Like, they have to clean out the wound and stuff. That sucks. And the glue stings pretty bad when it's like setting, because it's not like instant. It takes like 15 minutes to fully set, and it stings a lot. It's like having an alcohol wipe in your cut for that time. But it's not bad. And then you're done. And so the doctor was like, oh yeah, the way this cut is, you could totally glue it and it'll be fine. I was like, let's do that then instead of sewing me up, because then you also have to go back and pay more money to have stitches removed, which I don't want. So anyway, I got glued up. Basically haven't been able to use my thumb all week until like today's kind of the first day I've really been starting to get like feeling back in it and stuff.
Which it's Tom's left hand and he's left-handed. So
Yeah,
that sucks.
it really sucks.
Yeah.
It's been very hard to do anything this week.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good thing I don't hand draw all of my titles and thumbnails.
Yeah, but it came out fine. The video from today.
Today's thumbnail was drawn with my right hand. Thank God that Procreate has like auto straight line and stuff.
Bye, Bailey.
Bye, Bailey. You have to bail.
Bailey has to bail.
Anyway, that's
so that
what
was our
happened.
Thanksgiving
And then we
story.
did come back. We got to eat and watch Black Widow, and Black Widow was
But
amazing.
it's a Thanksgiving we'll never forget.
True. Probably would have totally forgotten about it by now had
I know.
everything been okay.
Seriously.
Don't worry, Wheels on a Bike. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done with the goriness.
Sorry about that. But I thought it was a funny story.
It's just what happened.
He feels better.
Yeah. Andrew says bread with dinner, especially dinners that have a lot of sauces, is called using a sop. It's a traditional German thing. It's like, yeah, I just need something. Maybe sometimes it's crackers or chips, but I just need something to like scoop and absorb.
Yeah,
Sop it up.
I didn't need a scoop.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm just so clumsy. I did bring the roll of paper towels into the emergency room, and then because it's COVID, they're like, well, you can go in, but she has to go out. Like, Heather couldn't wait in there with me. And of course, you don't really want to go like into an emergency room during COVID anyway. And then
I know, but I hated it.
I had my thing, and when she was leaving, they were like, she can take your paper towels. It's like, I don't know how long I'm going to be waiting in here if I need to hold this thing. Roger says the healthcare system in the U.S. needs a reboot. Oh my God.
Sucks, dude.
Yeah. And it's nothing to do with the care.
Rebooted.
Every nurse, doctor, receptionist that I encountered,
The whole system
was amazing,
mess.
but the system in which they work doesn't work. But the people were amazing.
Ugh,
Yeah, so no thumbnails here. That Leo, thank you. The thumbnail on one of the videos was one of my favorites. I really like that one, and yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Alrighty.
So that was story number 1. Story number 2. This is a quick one. I know we have to get into our main topic.
Whatever.
But I'm excited because I finally shared my jump rope.
Yeah,
account.
that's a big
My
one.
jump rope- so
You jumped out of the closet.
I did. So I think I've told the couples table, but in October I started a new Instagram account and YouTube channel called Heather Just Jump to document my jump rope and fitness journey, because Tom and I have been on that weight training situation. We got a personal trainer September 1st. Yeah. And then I started jump roping in October. And I've just been having so much fun. And I really, what I wanted to do is create an account to
like
connect
to it.
with the other jump ropers, because, you know, they're all on Instagram. So actually, I made an executive decision to kill the YouTube channel.
I heard I heard you telling your brother on the phone, and I was like, oh, okay.
My thought was, the
didn't
jump
know.
rope community is not on YouTube. So
I'll be the
obviously,
one.
yeah, that's my expertise. Why don't I combine the two? But I see why they're on Instagram, because it's so easy. It's like, if you ask someone, hey, how do you improve your form here? They send you a video in 20 minutes. I'm not going to record something, go throw it into an editor, and now
or type out a
tags and
super long
stuff.
comment
Yeah,
stuff.
So I was like, I'm not trying to build that audience. So I just wanted to. But anyway, point is, it is how Tom and I, well, at least for me, have been spending most of my time and money. It's just all fitness. I mean, we've been exercising like 6 days a week at this point. I'm looking at you, Greg, because this is all you. So if you have any tips,
Not
my
quite
goal,
in that level of shape yet.
My goal for December is to try to do 1 pull-up Yeah, I can't. But anyway, I finally posted about it, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because if any of you,
No, I know.
oh, if any of you are, wanting to try a new hobby, I think it could be really exciting to document that journey and share something. And I don't know why I held out for so long. Like I remember telling you, like, how come you don't want to tell anybody about it? I don't
YouTube?
know. I don't
Oh, you.
about Heather Just Jump. I don't know why.
Well, it's also like when it's your thing that's not.
What you're known for. Yeah.
Well, it's also. I mean, no, it's not a work thing, and then you tell people, and then it's like, it's kind of nice to keep something pure and separate. And
Yeah, that and like I feel weird being enthusiastic about something that isn't YouTube, because I
like guilty.
yeah, because I have been told many times, and I feel that this is me, is like my enthusiasm is very contagious. Like when people see me amped about something, they get amped too.
That's true.
I make things look really fun because I like sharing my fun, right? And I don't want to take away from YouTube by sharing about drum rope and fitness. And this is, why I definitely wanted to make them separate, but I don't know. It's like, it's almost like a distraction. I didn't want to add that, but that's dumb. Don't do that. So if you want to like share your journey, like definitely do it. I've gotten such good feedback and everyone's been so supportive. So thanks to you guys who are following me over on Heather Just Jump. It's cool. Like, I'm glad I'm doing this. It feels like something I was doing for myself.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, you've been so
really
excited about it. It's been super fun to see.
And I've already lost 3% of body fat. I'm not trying to lose weight necessarily, but I want to get.
She's
pretty
gained
ripped.
a lot of pounds of muscle though.
Yeah. So have you?
Not as much as you though.
Well, I'm going twice a week. Anyway. So that's where we're at.
I did want your story. This is a good comment. Marvel Taylor said, I just want to thank you guys for giving me the courage to start my channel.
Great.
Took a bit, but now I have 2 videos posted
That's
with
very
more
exciting.
to come. That's awesome. Getting the first one done is such a huge step, but then continuing to go and making the second one
Keep going.
is amazing. And Leo says, it's interesting to see that some of your reels already have a couple thousand views.
Yeah, Instagram's crazy.
Drummer Funk is here, says, I love jump roping as my cardio, especially when I'm listening to music and in the zone. She hurts herself, though, because she goes too much.
I go too crazy.
She goes too ham
Yeah.
on there.
I have a dance background, so it comes out, and I just get lost in the music and then end up with shin splints. So
Roger says he doesn't want to start an earthquake with his jump rope. So the other things before we get started, if you were there for the pre-show, I had all this stuff set up today.
The pre-show and Just Create More.
Yeah, and then things broke. But one of the things which I'm bummed we can't do, because I actually spent a whole bunch of time rearranging things to set it up, I have NDI right here. So I'll change
it's
it.
Like showing your leg.
No, I know, but it's not. Yeah. So I have my, look, your face is in the lens. I have my, can I zoom in? Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Look at that. There it is. Wow, that's amazing. That's a thumbnail. This is
Dude, you're gonna make me sick though, man.
This is a 20-year-old Sony DSR 390. It's a big giant ENG news camera, but it still takes tapes and stuff. And I had that all set up so that way we could use it to film. It's like an old TV camera, and it was so friggin' hard because the lens is a different size, so I had to like switch out tripods, move this here, shift things around so that it could fit, so that we could both be in the frame.
Broke something, I don't know.
The thing that broke was the stupid janky adapter that lets you that lets me use this analog camera digitally. The power thing just snapped out of it during the countdown. So I can't show that camera right now, which is very frustrating, but I was also like, I had set up like a second camera so you could see what that camera was coming through, and I had set up a whole bunch of other stuff, and it didn't work, but the camera's super fun. And then the other thing that we have is up here, right out of frame. We talked about this in our all-member orientation for the Just Create More community to stay on topic. Today, this is a microphone that Sennheiser loaned me. It's the MKH50, which is it's not a shotgun mic. I don't have the box around here to say what the correct perfect term is. Like a pencil condenser microphone. Basically, if Doc Rock, if you're here, you can clarify. But typical shotgun microphones, I don't have one near here to show. But they have vents on the side of them. They're like a tube with vents, and the vents pick up sound on the side, and that is what they are supposed to do. And a lot of people will get those, pop them in their studios for, YouTube or whatever, and then they wonder why it doesn't sound so good, and it's because it's picking up the whole room. It's not actually doing what they think. It's not super directional. This microphone is intended to do that. I haven't played around with it too much yet. This is intended to be at a distance, but a little bit more directional. And so I have it here, and I actually kind of want to see how it sounds with two of us. I don't have it dialed in.
Switching in?
Not necessarily for the whole show, but I just want to see what other people think. So this is like the first real time that I've been using it. So this right now, I'm in the Earthworks icon. It's like a couple fingers away from my mouth. Heather's on the Shore MV7X. And now we're both on the MKH50. Sounds like I can hear more room reverb. Can you talk?
Hi, my name is Heather, and you are sitting at the couples table.
I mean, it doesn't, I don't know.
Also,
it sounds...
Filmtopia says, short-form content has immeasurably changed my life and my perspective on everything, and has opened up my creativity for long-form. Short-form has definitely allowed me to more freely, quickly share my passion.
I like that the one is informing the other instead of this or that. That is very cool.
That's how it should be.
That is super cool. And Andrew said he felt the same before starting the brew log. Can't say how happy I am that I decided to post those first videos and see what happens. Now look where I am.
That's
30
great.
subs. Gary, that camera is awesome. And I have another camera on the way, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, he bought a new camera.
That's not a it's not an old news camera. So anyway, we can switch back to that's all the microphones. There we go. Now we're back on our microphones.
Me too?
Yeah, you're on yours. What?
Oh, you muted the other one.
I muted the other one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I need to dial that one in more and play with it, but I'm excited for it because the ultimate goal is if I can do things right, the user can do things correctly. I should be able to get a relatively similar sound to this, but without having this in the frame, which would be super helpful for those times. Even now, like, it gets crowded, but the times I'm trying to show how to do something here, not having to like bump my arm or whatever.
Definitely more reverb, cool. Not bad. Not as rich as your other mics, but you could definitely EQ on the Rodecaster. Yeah. There's a little bit more reverby, kind of sounds like old school podcasts. That's
definitely like anything that didn't sound good, user error, because this is a microphone with like 3 decades of like tried and true experience. But it's cool. So anyway.
It sounds great. Room sound, of course, but with little tinkering of the settings. Doesn't sound bad. Sounds like I'm just in the room with you. Can hear the reverb. Blah, blah, blah. Call me stupid, no worries. But Heather, I think you should only use your name, whatever you include in your journey. I want to see Tom losing his and make a non-perfect video. Tom makes non-perfect videos all the time.
Every video.
But they're all perfect. I keep looking at this one now.
So I know, because it is the bigger lens. Yeah, but... it's a fun. So for my last podcast episode that I recorded today, last season finale, not last episode ever, I had that camera and I had it totally broken down into all its parts, and I slowly like pieced it back together and explained all the parts of it. Super cool, because with the big giant TV camera, even though that one's 20 years old, it is the same form factor as the ones that were 20 years before that, and it's basically the same form factor as the ones now. Like they kind of stumbled on like peak camera design at one point. And every time you really understand why it is the way that it is, because it's so good. It just weighs 1,000,000 pounds.
Expect a video. What was the video today?
It was my MacBook review.
Oh, how's it doing?
Not that great, actually, which I'm kind of surprised about, because typically like an M1 Mac or a MacBook thing, I was like, it'll probably do pretty well. Not so much. Whatever. I think people are sort of like MacBooked out. But I figured I wanted to get that out like before the holidays, since people are in buying mode, and like if they want more reviews to buy something, it made more sense to do it now than like, I already bought a computer last month, where was the video then? So we'll see. That's why I'm glad Leo said he liked the thumbnail, because I was thinking of redesigning it, but I was like, I really like it, I don't want to change it.
You don't have to change it, babe.
And I'm not going to.
Okay. So
20 minutes later, 30 minutes later.
Now let's jump into our topic for today, which is our community. JustCreateMore.com. Just Create More. So if you haven't heard, actually, I don't think we've even talked about it outside of the community. So if you're in the community, you know the deal.
We launched the community on this channel, on this show.
On the show.
Last summer. Yeah, we opened up the community. Basically, if you weren't here, you don't know, or you don't remember, we started a community for dedicated YouTube creators. People, doesn't matter what size your channel is, doesn't matter what niche you are, but it's that you're in it for the long haul, through the ups and the downs and the ebbs and the flows and all that. And we launched that community here, and we, went through the whole thing of how are we even going to build this from scratch? What did we choose? We ended up choosing Mighty Networks as our platform.
We talked about our vision. We talked about the purpose. We talked about, we really thought it out.
And it was a paid community that was $20 a month, because it was a big Mighty Networks as a platform is a big believer in, like, people pay attention to what they pay for. And so by charging, you're really getting people who are invested. We both had experience in the past with, like, when people put in, doesn't even matter how much, people put in some money, it does make them sort of rise up to a different level. And that was kind of the goal. And so that was in July, I believe, that we launched it.
Yeah, in July. So it's been up for 3 months, and it's been awesome to see kind of the evolution of it, just because we, when it comes to a community, at least in our experience, we had a vision, but it's really like the community kind of takes shape on its own, right? So it's been awesome to see that happen. But one of the things that we noticed, it was $20 a month, and we started to notice that the reason why we chose $20 again was because
we wanted it to be a barrier to entry, and then we noticed it was a barrier to entry.
Yeah. It was not primarily supposed to be like a way for Tom and I to generate income.
Mm-hmm.
It really was to make it so that you were serious, you were invested, and you wanted to be there. So
which it worked. Everyone who joined was that, and the community is great.
Mm-hmm.
But after a few months, things would happen. Like, people might hit a point where they need to take a break with their channel, and they're like, well, if I'm not going to be active with my channel, I should leave the community. And then even worse is people who just financially were like, well, I need to take this $20 I'm spending on this every month and shift it somewhere else. Like, the holidays are coming up and everything, and which is fine. Like, people can leave anytime they want, but they were starting to send us
the thing is,
explanations of why they were leaving.
And that's fine. Again, like, we've told the story multiple times. So if you want to talk to me about anything, I'm here for you. Okay. Like, I think that's one of the,
there's nothing wrong with that, but this was this wasn't like, hey friend, I'm talking to you. This was more like, please don't hate me, I have to explain myself for a decision I'm making.
It's like almost like an apology or a guilt. And what we noticed was that the $20 it seemed like it was hurting more than it was helping, right? Because if the $20 is there to bring in a certain type of seriousness, a lot of the people who couldn't pay that $20 anymore, it's not that they were less serious, it's just that they just couldn't pay the $20. And so I was like, I don't think that this is helping.
We were losing valuable members who would have stayed otherwise. And then we were noticing people, like in the chats here and stuff, people probably be like, I love to join, but I can't do $20 a month. And we kept thinking, like, that would be a great person to have. But the $20 isn't working. So we decided last week, Heather was the one that brought it up. And I loved the idea. And then we just jumped right in and did it, which was
it's free.
It's free.
We made it free. So there is no longer a membership fee to join Just Create More. Here's the thing. Just because it's free doesn't mean that we want everyone in the world to join. It's still the same guidelines and visions and purpose of the community. We still want serious people, dedicated people who are in it for the long haul. So, you probably won't see us doing a lot of, marketing and promo for it, because if you know me and Tom, and if you've watched our content, you are familiar with our approach to YouTube. I think it's different, right? And if you kind of agree with the way, our philosophy of how we approach things, then that's what we're trying to do with Just Create More. We're trying to create a space for people who are passionate about what they're creating, who, are open to evolving and learning and getting feedback, asking questions, and there's that safe space where you can do it. But also being able to excitedly share what it is that you're working on without being surrounded by a bunch of sub for sub, right? So, there's a lot of thought and care being put into Just Create More. Just because it's free doesn't mean like, anybody who's starting a YouTube channel should join. We believe that, we have the guidelines there for a reason. And we did a whole orientation about the, what we expect of our members and stuff like that. But we're excited about it. I think that, people have already joined since it became free that I'm like, oh, I'm so excited that you're here. And it's like, I wish you could have joined earlier. I understand priorities and stuff. So, we're really excited about the change. And that's not to say that further down the line, we can create some kind of other membership that's paid, and maybe we'll come up with different.
But the important
things.
thing, though, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to. I would just say, because down the line, things might change. But the important thing is all of the stuff now that is free when you sign up will stay free. So nothing is going to suddenly be behind a paywall or whatever. If anything gets added on, it will be new and additional things.
Yeah.
So that's just an important thing.
But the reason why we wanted to dedicate a whole couples table episode to this was I think it's important to hear about the evolution of an online business.
Yeah.
And there's no one way to do it. And I think we take pride in being very transparent and sharing why we do what we do. And, the thing that we take the most pride in is creating the most impactful community. And if the membership fee was deterring from that, it just didn't make sense to keep it, especially if it's not supposed to be like a significant income source.
Right.
So yeah,
and it's the scary part is we have like some of the best pieces of feedback we've gotten in the past few months is that there are a number of people who say like, I check this before any of my other social media. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then other people, maybe even a better bit of feedback is people say like it's a great like safe supportive space that they love to go to because they feel so good there. And there's definitely the fear of like, well, if now it's just the floodgates are open, is that in jeopardy of going away? And our goal with everyone in the community is to make sure that's not the case. But obviously, like, because it is free, we're not advertising it everywhere, which is why we're so surprised so many people joined after we made it free. Because we're like, how are you even? Because
like the last thing that I want to do is like ban people. And we had to ban somebody this morning. It was the first time banning somebody. But they came in and just started spamming. And we're like, no.
Yeah. So it's we're keeping track of that, and then we're gonna be developing like a moderator team to kind of just help, especially even if we're on top of everything, which we can't monitor everything all day, but also we're one time zone and the community is global, so there could be stuff happening at 2 a.m. that we're not aware of, so we want to make sure that everything is above board, everything's good, and all that. So we'll probably be reaching out to members about moderating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
and if you're in
don't worry.
You want to moderate, hit us up.
Yeah.
Andrew says, for me personally, and this is going to sound creepy, but I can't quit you all. I prioritize getting rid of other non-value added things to keep my JCM account.
Oh, listen. And now you don't have to now you don't have to make that choice.
You shouldn't have to make that choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Paul, you'd be a great fit for sure.
Let's see. Now I can join the community again.
Yay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool because there's also people who like if you're under 18, not that like we want a bunch of 8-year-olds or something, but if you're 16, 17 and you're like, oh, I'm super into this, but like no credit card yet or debit card or whatever, we just wanted to make sure it's open to people
because we are creating the space that we want to be a part of. Like that is very important to us. So it's. I don't know.
There's a weird thing too mentally with both of us that like.
Also, it's justcreatemore.com.
Justcreatemore.com. We'll walk you through it, but for us, there was this part that was like, it was like a weird. I don't want to call it stress or anxiety, but it was something about we almost felt obligated to keep up with every single thing and know what's happening in all corners at all times because people were paying, and we wanted to make sure like
everyone gets their money's worth, and it's like.
But as the community is growing, that's just not possible to do.
Yeah.
Every time you check in, every few hours, you're like, there's so many. I can't keep up with all of this.
Admittedly, it started to feel very much like work versus the community that we just wanted to be a part of very naturally.
Which was mental on our end, but it was for both of us. Like we were both feeling it. And so by doing it this way, it just like it took a pressure off us.
Not that we're just going to be like, whatever.
We've actually done more.
I know.
Since it's been, because there is that, it's not like if we change this, oh my gosh, is this the thing that people signed? It's just like, oh, this is going to be great. Let's make the change. So we
Yeah.
Maybe we could walk through and share a little bit.
Really quick, Andrew says, join the JCM fam. It's the greatest decision I've made to better myself and my YouTube channel. That's awesome. Mihal, you are building an amazing community. I'm so proud to be a part of this from the beginning. You're amazing folks. Raphael, we'll still support you in other ways. Thanks, Raphael. That's awesome. Let's see. Valley Talk Radio. Hey, what's up, Valley Talk Radio? Good to see you. 760 in the house.
And Robotic said chocolate. No.
What's up, James? All right.
Also James. Let's see. I don't know if this will work right. Oh, it kind of works.
Kind of.
Yeah. Maybe I can just do in my little.
You could just move it. No, yeah. There you go.
No, we can't see ourselves, but that's okay.
We don't need to see it.
The big thing here actually is because I kind of figured that as we sorry, this is just driving me crazy.
I know. You can't deal.
I can't
with
focus.
It.
I just can't focus if it's like, why are we seeing stuff we don't need to see? There we go. I didn't plan on screen sharing, but I was thinking as we're talking about this, people are probably naturally going to want to join. And I thought it might be a good idea to just cover some of the things. What is that? It's just to cover some of the things before we do that. And I also see Gil's here. Super chat, $20.
Hey, thank you. You guys are so sweet.
I know. We just said you didn't have to pay $20.
I know.
So this is sort of the big thing. If you go to justcreatemore.com, it's a simple page.
Can I steal something?
And basically, it'll kind of tell you everything that we're looking for and what we're here for. Heather's going to fix something right now, actually. So that way it doesn't look like it's a paid thing anymore. Because we're getting rid of that. Look at that. See? We're serious about it.
Boop.
Yay.
It's still there. I'll fix it later.
Yeah, we'll fix that later. But
Okay.
basically, it talks about the mission, everything we talked about here. But these are the big things that I did want to kind of cover, the community guidelines and stuff. So just before you join, we want to make sure everyone does understand it. Obviously, it's a place where people need to be respectful of ideas, no profanity, hate speech. We've had zero problems with any of that stuff. The only thing was spamming became a problem as of today because...
For one person.
Yeah, so that's it. And then people participating, that's good. So if you're committed to YouTube, you want to connect with a community of enthusiastic creators, you're ready to also offer feedback, you're open to receiving feedback, and you're in it for the long haul, it's a good place to be. It's not a place for you if you're just after subscribers and views. I think a lot of us have those things. I want to hit monetization. I want to hit this subscriber goal. And that's fine. We all have those. But if that's your main thing, like we have had people in the past who applied to like our mastermind and stuff, and it's like, why do you want to join? Like, I just need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I need to hit this much money. I need to do that. And like, we're just not it's not a growth hacking. It's not a speed, like crash course shortcut thing or whatever.
Not a growth hack.
Not a growth hack. And if you have like super negative content or anything, or you aren't actively building a YouTube channel, like I just want to hang out there, but you don't have a channel, like it is a place for people who are
productive.
In it. Yeah. And that's it. So that's sort of by the time you click join at the bottom here, which look, it says free. By the time you click join there, we are under the impression that you have read that you've agreed to that you understand that. And especially as the community grows, like I don't have time to go like, let's do 1 strike and 2 strikes. It's just like, man, you spam and get out of here. But like Sir Mix-a-Lot, there is a big but.
Wow. Wow.
I did want to share the actual community itself, some things, because we sort of changed it a bit. So there's, and this is also the way Mighty Networks works. There's topics. So these are all the different, like each one of these is like its own, you could think of it like a Discord channel or a message board forum.
It's like a channel.
So, you go in and then there's individual posts within there. And that's cool. These are just the basic topics that are all there. There's also events. So a lot of times that would be like workshops or maybe streams or whatever. And then there's spaces. And this is something we've added this week. This was something Heather added. Do you kind of want to explain?
Yeah.
Spaces?
So spaces are basically, if you think of Just Create More, our community being a building, then spaces are rooms dedicated to a specific purpose, like within our community. So another analogy is like you could pretend that Just Create More is our own social media platform, like a Facebook, and then each of these is a Facebook group that can have, it's almost like having all of these same features within there. And the reason why I think this is really cool is because one of the things that I got a lot of questions about was like, oh, is it okay if I share my link? Like, I don't want to come off like I'm doing self promo. We want to encourage you. Like, if you're excited,
we do want to see your work.
Yeah, like if you're, I mean, that's the cool thing about this community. I remember how many times I would, I got my Joby Gorilla tripod.
Yes.
In like early 2016. No one knew what the heck it was. I had nobody to tell. I had no one to share my excitement of like, oh my God, I got it. Like, do you know how this is going to change everything? Or like there's videos that you're going to spend forever on instead of just, pushing upload and sitting there. Now you can share it with people who are just as excited, who understand the journey you've gone through and all of that. So we want you to be able to share your videos. Now there's a space dedicated just for that. So in here you can share your uploads, your videos, whatever that you're creating. The only thing we ask is that you also check out other people's
like
what
give
they're
and
posting.
get, two-way street.
Get. Yeah, exactly.
So that's the place there. There's also Creators Corner, which is like, a lot of times people have asked us about, well, we want to you get to know each other in the community and it's fun. You're like, well, I want to talk to them, but I don't have like a YouTube related question. So if you just want to have a more general, like person to person hangout, chit chat time.
Creators outside of YouTube.
Yeah. And then there's a live streaming lounge, which is, live streaming is such a huge topic that just deserved its own thing, because also each of these little spaces can have their own event. So for example, look at this. Look at Megan. Thank you, Megan, for being the perfect example right now.
Yes. So you can come in here and
schedule
your own live streams. Yeah, you can include, like if we click on Megan's live stream, there's a link to the channel right here, upcoming events, there's a description, all of these things. And if you have to cancel a live stream for whatever reason, you could just do that on your own. You don't have to wait for me or Tom to administratively take it off the calendar or whatever. And I think this is a really cool way if the community wanted to see like, hey, is anyone live right now? Or what live streams are happening tomorrow? You just jump into the calendar and everyone can see when everyone is going live.
And the cool thing too is events don't have to just be live stream. Like say there were, I don't know, say we had a number of people in the same city just by coincidence, they could schedule an in-person event.
Yeah, like a meetup or something.
Yeah, if you wanted to do like a workshop, so it's a live streaming space, but say you wanted to do like, hey, how to get, the best sound quality in your live streams, and you want to do like a Zoom workshop or something, like you can schedule things related to that topic all throughout it. So
okay, really quick, because I see James and Mark in the chat. In Creators Corner, this is where we're gonna do icebreakers and hangouts. Like it doesn't have to just be YouTube related. There is a new function in Zoom called Werewolf.
Oh yeah.
And I have been wanting to play this so bad with people. It's like if you've ever played Mafia, where it's like a group of people and then someone's
Werewolf
like
is
the detective
very fun,
and someone's like the victim or whatever. I don't know.
It's just
Werewolf, like a fun thing.
Werewolf is
well, let's
super
make
fun.
Memories, guys. We're friends.
Oh, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew. Wow.
Thanks. Wow.
It's awesome.
Man. Ironically,
See,
not charging for the community has earned us more money in this live stream than the community did.
I feel like we can make up because Mighty Networks, the thing is, Mighty Networks is expensive, okay? And I understand that's why it's not the most popular platform. It's pricey in the you get a lot.
To have a Mighty Network is pricey, but they're doing cool stuff. Like they've just rolled out, as community hosts, we can now natively live stream and upload videos into Mighty Networks. And then in the future, we're hoping to see those roll out to members, which would be awesome if you could go live directly in the community. You can upload a video directly there. Not that it'd be like instead of YouTube, but I forget.
Like we did our pre-show for the couples team.
We did our pre-show. We streamed that there. There have been times where, there's a lot of tech talk in the community and people are like, how do you do this and that? And I do like a quick screen recording to show someone. It's like, now I got to put it on Google Drive or upload it as an unlisted YouTube video. And it's like, I could just bloop, quickly upload it there. So lots of cool stuff happening there. Michael, here's one of our community members. So glad there is less for you now in this new community structure.
I'm glad to be part of this community. Look forward to what's next.
There's maybe less stress. There's less stress. Yeah, I was like, wait, less? No, there's more. We put more. Not less, more. Pun of the Year awards.
Anyway, what my point was, yes, Mighty Networks is expensive, but we will find ways to pay for that.
We're fine. We have other sources of revenue. It's fine. Yeah. Will asked a good question. What about being on the verge of starting YouTube channel?
Will. Join.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if by on the verge you mean like I've been thinking about it for 5 years and I'm gonna think about it for 4 more years, maybe not. But if you're literally like, no,
You-
like you just need someone to like boop, and then
You know
you're
what I would have
going.
loved when I was first starting? Something like this. Like just to be, you know how they say surround yourself with, you know, people who you can learn from and like-minded people
Yeah.
and all of that. Like if what you aspire to do, you can surround yourself with people who are doing that. I mean, that's awesome.
It's gonna push
right?
you, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
YouTube's weird because if you don't have people around you who are interested in it or doing it, you can feel very.
Many of us here.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people are just gonna give you like, why would you
Yeah, why are you
put
on
that
YouTube?
online?
Why are you
would
recording this?
Other
What are you
people can see
doing?
that? Like, oh. James said, "Be careful of Tom. He's a sly one in
Yes,
that
he
game." And
is.
when Heather smiles when you ask her if she's a werewolf, she is a werewolf. If Heather says no,
I'm a villager, yo.
yeah, that means she's lying. It just means you're bad at lying, which is great.
I know I say it with a giant smile on my
Yeah.
face.
Are you the werewolf? No, I'm a villager, yo.
God, is that not the most perfect impression?
Anyway, Gail said gonna schedule a coffee hang soon. See if any other people who are in
that's
South Florida.
awesome.
Yeah, we have a lot of people in Florida. We have a few people in San Diego. Like,
I think we turned off locations in Just Create More, but we can turn them on. So if you wanted to add like your general area, I think Mighty Networks will show you like a global map of where everyone is. So if you wanted to do a local meetup, you could totally.
I mean, you could also just be like, "Hey, anyone else in
you could do that
Florida?" And then people would be like, "Yeah, okay."
So if you want to join, it's free. It's
Free 99.
Open to anybody who is wants to uphold the guidelines.
That is also, if you wanted to buy Heather's Zero to YouTube Hero course, if you did want to do things that aren't free, you can go to Zero to YouTube Hero in there. When you log into Just Create More, there's a thing on the side that says upgrades. That's where her course is. And that's also where I just was too lazy to push the button. Yeah, so if you go back to the network, right here it says upgrades.
Want to see?
Yeah, this is all optional. You can ignore this forever if you want to, but that's where you could go buy Heather's course, or you can also check out our mastermind, which is monthly. Both of these are paid, so it's like there are still those paid things, but everything else we talked about, all the spaces, the events, the topics, the you can go member list with private messaging. You have a profile where you can put all your links and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff is free and will stay free for as long as we have the community. So no bait and switch.
Yeah, and we're excited about it. We're really excited about it.
It's been like really revitalizing in this time for everybody. Like we got new members, existing members have gotten excited. We've gotten excited. Like it's, I don't know. It's
fun. It's
something. Cool. It was the good move for our community to do that.
Yeah, and we just wanted to take time to explain that. Because I think it's, as people think about how to monetize in the creator space and being a content creator, it's just kind of important to see how everyone is doing that. So, yeah. All right.
Oh, I don't know if Peter Gregg is here or listening or not, but I did also, this has been sitting here because I keep meaning to show this, and there's some people here. I have Peter's actual Christmas CD. It's overexposed in my shot right here, but he autographed it. Peter spent, I'm just going to brag about you, Peter, if you're here for a bit. Peter spent like 7 months making an actual album, as in like learning Logic Pro and working with professional. I haven't held a CD.
Oh,
in
you
so
could
long.
delete recurring individual lists. Awesome. Thanks, Megan. Good to know. We're still
creating an actual CD, which even though you might not have a thing to play a CD on anymore, you can also get the digital version. And it's all Christmas songs, so it's perfect for this time of year. There's even original music on here. It's so good. Like, it's so crazy that to think, Peter had been wanting to make something for a long time, like talking about doing that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, and
you look scared.
You said something. You said, "Here it is," and I was like, "What am I saying?"
Here it is.
Oh, and here, yeah, I'd been talking about wanting to make something for a long time, but to learn, like, experiment with different microphones for different types of music, learn how to use an entirely new software program, learn how to work with people. He sold his A7S III to help fund the production of this, so I could get like mix and mastered,
cool.
Because he wanted to have something that would really last a long time. It's awesome. If you go to Peter Gregg, Greg with 2 G's, well, 3 G's actually, Gregg, On YouTube, you can find all the links. Just look in any of the most recent videos. You might be able to go to petergregg.com and pick it up if you want to. It's great. You'd be supporting a good cause. And
do you want to talk about this a little bit?
What's it? Happy it's not a Facebook group. Me too. Wait.
What?
Is it bad? You got to look like.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about why Just Create More is not a Facebook
Sure.
group?
Yeah. Well, because Facebook sucks.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I think that in building an online community, I think what we don't realize is how feature rich YouTube is and Facebook is. These platforms that are free, right? Like they were the first ones. They have the infrastructure, they have the team, the R&D, the money to be able to offer us amazing, features for free, right? And I believe that Facebook groups is awesome.
Yeah, the only reason
Facebook,
I really
though.
log into Facebook daily is the Ecamm Facebook group, which is great. And we talk about it all the time. Half people in here are over there. The Ecamm Facebook group is super awesome.
It's easy. It's convenient.
Yeah.
It's free.
The problem is Facebook, because then you're also you're trying to go. God forbid you try to find something you found before, like you'll just never find it. You know how many times I've like, hey, look, Doc's live in the Facebook group, and then my feed refreshes and I'm like, well, I'll never find that post again. Even if I go to the group, it's not at the top. Even if I go to Doc's page, like so frustrating. But also in between Doc's thing is like a rant from someone you barely know, some weird business thing, a spam, an ad. And it's like, you're just trying to go to like the one thing it throws you in a weird headspace.
Yeah. And what we really like about Just Create More is that it really does feel like a digital space that you step into, and that is what everybody is working on, talking about. There's a purpose.
Ads.
It's very clear. Yeah. There's no ads. There's no weird spam. There's no distraction, right? It's like everyone is here doing the same thing that you're doing. And I think that there's something really special about that.
You know what one of my favorite things I've ever purchased is, which I've never really even talked about? My Kindle.
You've talked about your Kindle.
On here?
I think so. This is
I
like
don't
Tom's favorite thing.
Yeah, so I bought a Kindle in October of 2014.
I was like, what is it going to be?
No, it's my Kindle. I bought a Kindle in 2014, which is still working perfectly, but I did upgrade for the first time like 2 months ago because basically the new ones had a bigger screen, and the big thing I needed is they had color temperature. So especially I read in bed at night in the dark a lot, and having the warmer color temperature for that really helps, because the blue screen was kind of like hurting my brain and my eyes a little bit. But the Kindle is amazing. It's not even very expensive, like $100. It's like such an easy investment. And it's amazing. And getting a Kindle in the world of iPads and phones and folding phones that open up into tablet sized things, it's like, why would you get a separate device that can't do all the stuff that can just read? But it's because of that specifically. Like, it does nothing else. It's an e-ink screen, so it's made for reading. It's side illuminated instead of back illuminated, so you don't have any light shining into your eyes. It's all shining from the side. And there's also like, you can have a great Kindle app on your phone or your tablet, but there's always that temptation of like, hey, I'm reading a thing. Wait, what is the Battle of 1812? I'll go to Wikipedia. Oh, wait, I'm on Wikipedia. Let me go to YouTube. Let me go and let me check my email. Let me do this.
Dan, what's up, Dan?
Hey, Dan.
Easy on the FB group. Hey, some can make it work. Some can totally make it work. And, like
Facebook group. We're not hating on Facebook groups, actually. That's the thing we're saying is good about Facebook.
Yeah.
The problem is
Facebook.
What they're embedded within the Facebook thing. Facebook groups are great.
Gina, who is the CEO of Mighty Network, she equates it to like a teacher trying to teach a class in the middle of Times Square. You know,
that's a good one.
It's not saying, you can feel however you want to feel about this building and that ad and whatever. The point is that you're trying to do something. You have this group of people who want to be there, but there's flashing lights, there's traffic, there's like, the guy in the bikini
Bobo
walking
Spider-Man.
around. Yeah, like
Elmo.
And you're
Dirty Elmo.
And you have no control. I think I told this story on the couples table, but I joined, so I'm into jump rope, right? I joined a jump rope Facebook group by the brand that sells my weighted ropes. And then when I was in that Facebook group, I saw another post that I was really interested in. I was going to comment on it, but straight up, there was little mini text at the top of this post that said, this is a post from a similar group that you might like. So it wasn't even from the group that I was a part of. And I just, to me, it's just such an indicator that like you have no regard for the creators of this group, because I would be pissed.
You're advertising another group.
You're advertising a competitive group within my thing. Like, that's really annoying. I get all ships rise with the tide and stuff like that. Like, I'm all for that, but that's really frustrating, I think, as a business owner. And then second of all, wow, Facebook, seriously, the only thing you care about is to keep me on here. Like, that is the only thing you care. You like this? We'll show you more of this, even though it's not in the same place.
We don't even care what it is. We'll show you more of it.
It's just, and with Mighty Networks, you're not the product, you are the customer, because we are paying. We are paying to use this software. With Facebook, you're paying
for web hosting.
You're paying with other things and other ways, but with Mighty Networks, like, we're paying for this. We have total control over everything. We know what content is in there. We can control the experience.
Even your feed is an algorithm. Like, you can get a personalized feed, but that's just based on like stuff you posted on.
Engagement.
You can get a feed with everybody. Like, there's not even an algorithm for you to like track your stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is
so
nice. Anyway, yeah. But
anyway,
that's why it is nice to have that. I'm stepping into this place. It has a single purpose, and that's cool.
Logging on to Facebook is like getting a book to the face. Kendall. Let's see. It just feels scammy. Instagram is doing similar. Instagram, man, I had a whole conversation about Instagram this morning. It's doing some things. Yeah, yeah. I really think that, this is a whole conversation for another day, but I think Instagram is going to take over. Like, I think that's the one that YouTube should be afraid of. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's the only platform that is a social media platform and is figuring out search. That is very interesting to me, because YouTube is search. It has no social media. That's its downfall, but it's also its strength. But if Instagram can figure out how to do both, and people are watching long form content on it, and I know this because I am, and if I'm doing it, that means other people are too. Very interesting. Very interesting. These are the things I think about. I don't know. Anyway.
Why did you say it like that?
Because you're looking at me all awkward.
I was waiting. I didn't want to interrupt you. I didn't want to get your thought out.
Michael, I've been following Tom for months. I started following Heather recently. I'm taking on Heather's 10-day vlog challenge.
Yes.
My views, if I can do that, I'll feel ready.
Oh my God,
I'm
you have
ready
no idea.
to keep posting and join.
Yeah.
The 10-day tackle. We should totally host a challenge in the
It's great. Because 10 days is short enough that like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's long enough to be painful enough where you're like, oh, this is...
Remember last December I did a daily vlog challenge for the entire... Not just Vlogmas. I did the whole December.
You did all 31 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. You learned a lot.
Yes, and I hope to not do that again anytime soon. It was very
You got to find balance. What works for you,
But if you are like... The best orientation to YouTube is a 10-day challenge. I think.
For sure.
Like, upload every day for 10 days. You're gonna learn.
You
so
really
much.
break down a lot of barriers in doing that.
Yeah, all excuses go out the window. You just focus on getting that challenge done. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
FB during elections is a weird kind of punishment. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Kat, multitasking while listening, but want to say I agree with what you're saying about the social media experience and the feelings it evokes. Yeah. Oh yeah, James is in the middle of Vlogmas.
Yeah, day 2.
Day 2. But did the 10-day tackle. That was super fun.
James has done multiple like Vlogmas 10-day tackles,
Yeah.
But it's cool that despite 5 or 6 years of the platform, tens of thousands of subscribers, hundreds and hundreds of videos and streams, that you're still like, I'm going to put myself into this creative challenge and go for it just to try it and keep like sharpening your edge as a creator is very cool. That's the thing.
See, it goes back to the community. With YouTube, it's a creative endeavor. There's no finish line. Like even if you did get the silver play button, if you want to do this long term, you have to find a way to make it still exciting and fulfilling for you, right? Yeah. So, I think we always have to look for things that
think of how many channels
and exciting.
You sometimes see channels that have millions of subscribers, and then you're like, when was their last video? 9 months ago, a year ago, and you're like, oh, people. You think when you're like, oh, I'm trying to grow or whatever, they're like, oh my God, if I had that, I would never, I would
Yeah.
But
I'm done.
people get there and they're like, oh, like I'm not. This isn't my thing. I gotta go, and they leave. So there's a lot more that goes into it than the numbers to keep you motivated for sure.
Instagram will really need to figure out the desktop portal.
Yeah.
Even though many are using mobile devices, YouTube does both
Oh my
well.
God.
Instagram off mobile is terrible.
Instagram off mobile is terrible, and
I don't think I've ever used Instagram on desktop.
I use it constantly for messages, and the problem with that is it does not interact with mobile very well. Like, even people's screen names are different. I just recognize their icons, but like their screen names will be different on mobile and desktop. And best of all, it really crosses wires in terms of like, you send me a message, I open it on desktop. Sometimes it will show me that I have responded to that message on mobile, and sometimes it won't. Other times it will bury things and literally like it will tell me you've got a new message, and I click on it and it's from like 28 weeks ago, and it's just been hanging out until now you decided to alert me, and the person of course is like, oh, okay, well, geez. I'm like, I would have responded, but I literally know this message existed for 28 weeks, so I'm sorry. It's very annoying. So they need to work that out because it is a hellish experience to use Instagram on desktop.
You know what? During December, what I would love to talk about is like the future of content. Predictions for 2022.
Oh, God.
Not just platform specific or YouTube specific, but let's talk short form, long form, live streaming.
Everybody's making Netflix parodies or Netflix movie-based videos.
Oh. I don't know. What do you think? I think that'd be fun.
That would be. I would love to get some insight.
Yeah. Then we can open the door and you can jump in and tell us your thoughts too. We should do that. We also have to do the Enneagram one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We keep forgetting. We should do that.
So we have two. Look at that. We got 2 things planned for Couples Table.
Look at us go.
This just made me laugh. Aubrey, I was kind of laughing this morning. I did 3 videos in a row.
Yeah, that's crazy. Good for you.
It's crazy.
Look at yourself like a couple years ago
you.
and be
I'm
like,
so proud.
Look at your day today and your day like 2 years ago and just compare.
Oh, this is funny. Forgot to hit go live. It happens to the best of us. All right. Yeah. Well, that was fun.
Time to clear the table.
Now we're going to go to the gym.
Oh, we are. Yeah. Yay. I was trying to think of a gym pun because there's no table. Gym table. I don't know. Anyway. Table. Spotify is going.
Tom used to hate squats. Now he's like so good at them.
Well, I get it now. Like I get the purpose of them. Is that what we're doing today?
No.
Oh no, we're doing like a barbell thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'll post on my Heather Just Jump stories.
Yeah, so our trainer said that she wants to make sure she sees gains this next time we get measured. So I've been like, I gotta like really do it. Gotta get shredded.
Yes.
Shredded like pork. I don't know. Anyway, bye everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Ooh, 2022 will be the return of the vlogosphere. Oh, we have to talk about this.
The vlogosphere. Okay,
of content.
Yes. This could
Love
be
that
a good
topic idea. Future content.
Let's do this next week.
All right.
I want to talk about it right now. Everybody's going to be using electronic news cameras from 2003. Mark my words. That's the new vlog.
So here's your warning.
24 pounds.
Okay, we are going to open the interview mode. So if you want to join us and just drop your prediction, be camera ready, have your setup all set up. You also don't, obviously no pressure, but if you want to join us, you're welcome to.
Okay, we need to make a note so we don't forget about this. All right, have a safe, happy, healthy, fun rest of your day, and we will see you next time.